today, and who are the standout performers in the team for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was expecting a 4-1 slapping from Liverpool. That was my prediction, and that was an honest prediction. I just felt like we'd probably nick a goal in the first half, get all gassed, and then lose our composure as we normally do, and then Liverpool would just open us up. But that wasn't the case today. So, in terms of your question, standout performances, I'll be honest. I've got to give Martinez some credit, man. He's been getting some slack this year. He hasn't been as good as he has been in previous seasons where under different managers. But in a back three, Martinez has some adapting to do, in my opinion. And I think he's one of those players that we expected just to naturally fit there at the back and go, you know what, he's going to be okay because of the quality that Martinez has. There's a lot of things that Martinez does as a football player on and off that ball that a lot of centre-backs do not do in the Premier League. But because United is so crap at the moment and because we're not in a situation, he doesn't get the plaudits for it. And I think those kind of players go under the radar. And for me, watching him today, forget the goal, even though it was an absolute bullet, great goal. It reminded me of Patrice Evra against Bayern. That kind of effect, that feeling, that just langed it top bin. But for me personally, I thought he was a great stand-up performer. And of course, Ugarte and Bruno. I mean, I don't know if you saw the outside of the boot touch. Some people say it's fluke because they don't rate him. I've seen him kill a ball many times. That was just disgusting. And he really dictated the play today. So for me, those are my stand-up performances. Of course, my star boy, Amad Diallo, never, ever once thought he was never a shit player. Always knew he was going to be that player. That's just a fact. My receipts call for that. So I don't care. I've been standing all my eggs in that basket for the longest. Amad Diallo is an absolute. He's a dream to have, man. And it's not the ability, the talent, it's the mindset. And I've always said that from his first game under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If you remember his goal, I think it was Bruno who pinged it over and he made that header on AC Milan. My man's doing backwards headers in the air, challenging big 6'3" defenders and timing it and win it. You need a certain mentality. Those are key areas that I look for in players from Manchester United. From that day, I've always said he'll be great. I've never had an issue with him because I just knew the application of his ability would always be there. Manchester United have always struggled with football players. Forget the ability of players. Can these players apply their talent consistently under pressure? And we've not seen it enough, in my honest opinion. So no matter the manager, no matter what situation, at some point, these players will down tool whether they want to or not because they don't have the mental capacity to maintain their ability under a system. And today, we didn't see that. We saw a completely different set of players. Yes, I thought there was a lot more quality in comparison to Newcastle in terms of what was on the pitch for us. But today, for me personally, I was actually surprised to see that we had some grit, we had some fight. Harry Maguire, great performance once again. Do you know what I mean? I've been one of his biggest critics, but absolutely will give him praise and credit when he proves me wrong because I want him to prove me wrong because it helps Manchester United. That's what you should want if you have criticism for any player, that they prove you wrong because it helps your club. So, in my honest opinion, yes, it's Liverpool. Yes, it's a great game, but I still can't get too giddy, Terry, because I want consistency of this mentality. I don't want to just turn up against City, turn up against Liverpool. Oh, there we go. We've got some momentum. Forget the momentum. Really and truly, if I was in a situation where we're getting this type of result, if I'm Amorim, I'm not sitting there starting clapping. I'm not clapping saying, well done. It's one game, boys. Because respectfully, forget the opponent just for a second. It is one game that you've managed to perform like this. That's not good enough. So we can appreciate it maybe 6 games down the line and go, you know what, boys? Since Liverpool, I've seen a progression and consistency in your effort levels to apply your talent to the methods that I'm laying out on the pitch. Then you can probably praise the Liverpool result. Then you can probably praise the next couple of results and go, I've seen consistency. But until then, Terry, I'm not going to sit here and get too gassed. I'm happy with the result. I'm glad Liverpool didn't get the result that they needed from a banter perspective, but from a footballing perspective and from a consistency perspective, I want to see that again. The mentality and the application.
Yes.
I'll be a lot happier.
I understand that, and as I say, I think me and you see it fairly similarly. I'm someone who's happy today, but equally feet firmly on the ground. A long way to go for United to get anywhere near back to the levels that we should desire. I think is fair to say, but I think what is important is it kind of stops the losing streak. it should be that shot in the arm to these players. It should be going into the Arsenal game. And I'm now intrigued to see what we look like with another week's training. You know, the next Premier League game is at home to Southampton. There is no excuse, training or no training. They're a relegation team. You know, you win that, then you then at home against Brighton, tough game. You know, win those next 2 Premier League games and things might start to feel a little, the pressure might start, sort of relieve itself a little bit, and maybe the players can grow some confidence this season. So, yeah, look, there's a bit of hope in there for us, but I think today gives you that. But I'm with you. I would be, if I'm the manager, I'm saying, well done. I'm showing them all the good bits. And then I'm saying, now do it more. Now do it again. Get your levels up. Because today, the reason we perform well is because they worked hard. People won't like hearing that because they want to say ability. No, they work hard.
Just quickly, Ferguson, when he was at Aberdeen, final against Rangers, and they won the trophy. He went into the dressing room at the final whistle after they'd won it, by the way, and absolutely ripped them a new battle. Ripped them to shreds.
He did, and that was 12 days after they beat Real Madrid in a European Cup final.
Yes. And those players. This is the difference in mentality, and this is why maybe some rival fans don't get it. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe we're old school. I hold on to these things. So I value these mental practices. He's gone into that changing room. He's then literally ripped them so bad that they've walked out to collect a trophy, and their heads are walking out down because their performance wasn't good enough. That to me should be the benchmark and the basics for anything. I'm not getting giddy over silly wins. I want the performance that warrants the trophy. I want the performance that warrants us to be where we need to be. And this is why Amorim, he is cutthroat, and I respect it.
I hear that 110%. Viewers, give us your takes and opinions. Going to go to your super chat soon. G, obviously a disappointing day for Liverpool today. Break the game down from your perspective, please, mate.
I thought Man United were brilliant. They were good. They were good, man. You came with a game plan and you executed it well. Even when we went 2-1 up, usually in that period when that happens and we go 2-1 up, teams just crumble. And then, we score third, we score a fourth, and then the game's just gone, straight away. But you just held on. And when you held on, I thought, you know what? If United just can get one more chance, they could score it. And then obviously, Garnacho into Ahmad, and then, the rest is history. But one player I think who impressed me in the whole game was Dalot. I thought he was the best player on the whole pitch, man. He was like an outlet for you the entire game. Like he was the reason why, Trent looked so.
I wonder who was marking him.
Trent made him look.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
going to say that straight up. Trent made him look like that.
I watched Nico Williams at Old Trafford lock him up. And then I've got my 400 grand a week right back who wants KDB money, turn him into fucking Carlos.
I'm not saying that Dalot is this perfect. I'm just saying today, just in today's game, Dalot looked really, really good in the game. I think Dalot's a good player anyway, to be honest with you. I think he's a very versatile and calm defender. But just for today's game, he was such an outlet for you. And I think in games like this, you need something like that, especially if you're going to sit, in that mid to low block, you're going to, want to try and soak up a bit of possession. Liverpool are going to come on to you and, try and hit you guys hard as much as possible, have shots, have chances. You need an outlet. Ahmad was okay, but Dalot was better. He was the person he was causing us a threat the entire game. We couldn't leave him alone. It was obviously, yes, Trent was so poor that it helped, but having someone like that who just causes you a threat down that side where now Ibu has to come, even for the goal. I know, obviously, yes, we can blame Trent. Ibu, that was a shit header. That header was to nobody. You just headed it into just space, and it was to no one. He's out of position now. Guess what? Dalot, Garnacho, they're down that side now, and then now they're, they can do whatever it is that they need to do, and then they can, get the goal. And it's just little things like that. And Bruno Fernandes, Jesus Christ, I don't watch him enough, but that was the best game I've ever seen of Bruno Fernandes, because in a big game anyway, in terms of he just turned up. He said, you know what? I'm the captain. I'm not going to be petulant. And today I'm going to do smart things. I can't remember who mentioned it before about, instead of hoofing the ball away, takes the ball down, take a touch. You might just pass it, whatever. He was doing a lot more of that, in the game. And I just felt all round, listen, man, I said Man United they should have won. They should have won the game. Like, I didn't think Liverpool have had a lot of performances like this. Obviously, if you don't watch us, you'll see us win the game. We might win 3-1, 2-0. We have a lot of games like this where we think we just turn up and then win. Opposition not good enough. They don't take their chances. We walk away, victory. Everyone's happy. Today, it wasn't like that. United took their chances, took their opportunities. Højlund should have scored when he went through and on goal. I mean, it is what it is. Score that might be, you could even potentially walk away with a victory. Little things, man, little things.